amount of food, and obviously they would love to eat what they're used to. I don't know if you're familiar or not with this part of the culture here in Chile, is that we have large dishes, large plates, and that it's absolutely impossible to achieve through that small pipe. So, but they're not complaining much. They're complaining about, leave us alone, don't ask that many questions, or stop treating us as a bunch of kids. But that is a very good sign that their society is in a very good health.
Are they afraid?
The youngsters, the younger men down there, yes. Well, I believe they all are. Now, the difference is how you cope with that. But that's one of the beauties of this. The oldest are doing a great job advising and talking and conversing with the youngest, and they're holding on. We're working on or focusing more on the families, not on them.
Because life has changed for them forever.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it going to work out well, and when are they going to come up?
When? Well, that is the questions nowadays. There's no certainty. There's no certainty because all three alternatives that are digging and drilling cannot assure a date. But we're working on the concept of that we might be having them on the surface within the next month.
That was Andres Ilarina of the Chilean Navy, a medical expert, speaking there to Tim Wilcox. OK, the 1 o'clock news is coming up in a moment with Kate, but first let's look at the weather with Dan Corbett.
And some of you might have woke up this morning, stepped to the outside and sort of looked at it and gone, ooh, gosh, quite a grey sort of day. It's a weather system that has eased in across the British Isles. It'll be with us through most of the day, so don't be surprised. It will be a grey and a damp day. If you manage some brighter skies, you are doing well, believe it or not. This is the massive cloud easing in. There's a low in the near continent. A few spots at least seeing some brighter skies, the far north and west of the British Isles, to the south and the west as well. Elsewhere, the cloud fairly thick, with bits and pieces of light rains and drizzle into a few spots, and maybe even the far south and east, something slightly drier and brighter. There's the brighter skies, the far north and west of Scotland. Elsewhere, some cloud, a few spots of light rains and drizzle. That's the case as well as we come down to parts of northern England. Maybe still some mists, perhaps some hill fog to places, but otherwise just keeping that cloud. And with that as well, the numbers through the afternoon struggle a bit. Some brighter skies working into parts of the southeast, elsewhere some cloud, and then we come down to the south and the west. Looking a little bit brighter here through the course of the afternoon, and finishing numbers 14, 15, maybe 16 or so to southwestern areas. Some cloud over Wales, there'll be some brighter skies, and maybe even further east you are, perhaps the odd spot of drizzle or so. Northern Ireland, into the afternoon, it shouldn't be too bad. The skies here should be reasonably dry and bright for the most part. Fairly pleasant as we finish off. Then we work through the rest of the afternoon and the evening. This area blue is our system, and the moisture that's been easing in from that low, spinning in away and just sort of fizzling out. We'll keep the cloud overnight. There may be some mist, some fog. A few spots could see some clearer spells, parts of Scotland and maybe the far south and west. And here, the numbers drop away, perhaps chilly into a few spots, but where we keep the blanket of cloud, more than likely 10, 11 to, say, 12 or so to the southeast. Then we're into Tuesday. It's a grey start to the day, but I think we'll do a little bit better for Tuesday. We'll brighten up the skies, particularly the further east you are. Further west, the next lump of blue, the next weather system coming into Northern Ireland, fringing into western Scotland, but everywhere else, we'll just brighten up the skies that bit more as we finish off the day. And a 14, maybe further south. Maybe even a 20. Perhaps to southeasterners. This is the next weather system, this lump of blue here, with a good dollop of it as well, maybe 30, maybe even 40 or 50 millimetres of rain working into the western upslopes as it works through. See that darker area there? That'll come through the course of the day. Ahead of it, maybe a 17 or 18, good breeze behind it, something slightly drier working into Northern Ireland as we finish off the day, and temperatures here 15 or 16. That's the weather for now.
David Miliband addresses his party for the first time since losing the Labour leadership battle to his brother Ed. He refused to be drawn on his own future, but praised his brother and called on the party to unite behind him.
No more cliques, no more factions, no more soap opera. One united Labour Party taking on one divided government.
Yes, here in Manchester there's feverish speculation over what the brothers will decide between them and what either decision would mean for the Labour Party. We'll bring you the latest.
Israel urges the Palestinians not to walk away from peace talks as its self-imposed ban on building settlements in the West Bank comes to an end. Pounds for pounds. Would a cash incentive help you to lose weight? The new proposals to get us to take our health more seriously. Not for the faint-hearted. A passenger captures the moment this plane was forced to make an emergency landing.
And I'll be here later in the hour with all the sport as the Ryder Cup countdown starts in earnest. The US team have arrived in Cardiff for the tournament that starts at Celtic Manor on Friday.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the BBC News at 1. David Miliband, the defeated Labour leadership contender, has addressed the Labour Party conference in Manchester. He said he was honoured and humbled by the support he'd received from conference, but said it was time for the party to unite behind his brother Ed. Let's go live to the conference and Emily Maitlis, who's there and still refusing to speculate, Emily, on his own future.
Yes, thanks, Kate. This conference has been dominated as much by what hasn't been said as by what has been said. That speculation still surrounding the decision of David Miliband. Well, he talked publicly from the stage for the first time this morning. He received a rapturous applause and a standing ovation from the audience here, and it was rather moving. David Miliband was funny. He was self-deprecating. He was upbeat about Labour's future. In terms of his own future, he gave nothing away. Our political correspondent, Gary Donoghue, reports.
The victor and the vanquished, both hotly pursued by reporters this morning. Would the little brother be giving the big brother a job in his top team?
I'm not getting into those issues. We had a very nice discussion on Saturday, but he needs his own time to think about what he's going to do. I think he has a huge amount to offer our politics.
I said I'm not going to get into this until the conference is well and truly done, until Ed's got his speech well and truly out of the way, and so you don't have to speculate at all.
Despite not electing him leader, the party still found it within themselves to give David Miliband a rapturous welcome.